Hello and a very good morning to you. Now, first of all, if you were watching the last hour, I haven't dyed my hair. I haven't. It's just Janice pulling everybody's leg, doing what she normally does. Right, OK. Now, I've not done a jewellery box for a long time, and I'm delighted to say that this morning we've got a brand new guest with us. In fact, I'm going to introduce you to the wonderful Bridie. She's looking lovely as well. Good morning, Bridie.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
Good. A wee bit nervous, but good. Thank you.
Oh, now, such a lovely, lovely concept we've got here as well. Bridie, she's from she owns the Braid and Body Art Company. In fact, we can shorten that down, and we will do. I'm trying not to do it with my Yorkshire accent too much. It's the Babaco Boutique. Right, OK. I'm laughing because we had this conversation before the show, because I am quite broad Yorkshire at times, and I try to keep it a little bit subdued. Anyway, right, let's tell you what we've got here, because we have got some gorgeous kits for you. I do want to ask Bridie about the history behind the bracelets and also how she got involved with making these as well, because I think there's a lovely story behind them. But I'm just going to tell you, we do have different options, but I think if we're looking at the kit and the options on the screen at the moment, for $19.99 you can make 4 bracelets or ankle bracelets. So it's a great kit. We do have some kits that have 2 in, but where the value is in these larger kits. Now, everything is packaged beautifully as well. We've got different options for you, different colours. We will be going through all of the options. We will be seeing demonstrations, of course, as well. But new today, brand new today, because it's a brand new supplier, of course, $19.99 is going to get you the kit that contains enough to make 4 bracelets. You do get the little beads and charms in there as well, and the full instructions, of course. Now, before we go any further, can I just ask, Bridie, how did this all start for you?
Oh, many, many, many moons ago. It's going to make me feel very old, but I was 9 years old, and like many people, went on their summer holidays to Cornwall, and I got my hair braided or hair wrapped, like lots of people do when they're little in Penzance. Came home, was in love with it, got a little kit, taught myself, and then my best friend Leonie, who may be watching, had the most beautiful blonde hair, and I only had red thread, and I braided the biggest red braids in her hair and took her down to the supermarket to drum up business and then would charge 50p to make hair braids and braided bracelets.
Old.
Yeah.
What
I don't know where that confidence came from.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's kind of where it all began.
And it's grown from there, so you don't look old at all, Bridie, I've got to say. I don't know how old you are, but you say many, many moons ago. But at 9 years old to now, obviously this has been going on for some time. I'm actually wearing one of the bracelets as well, which is absolutely gorgeous. Let me just show you this, and then we'll go through the different options for you. Now, these are made to last as well. These threads are absolutely beautiful. I can tell you our director, Chris, is actually wearing one. It's not one of Bridie's actually, but it was a gift 3 years ago. Never worn. He wears it every single day. There is another story, isn't there, Bridie? What is it about the love and the good luck with the bracelets?
There is. It's got such a beautiful heritage, and I think everybody remembers a time when they were either gifted one or brought someone a gift of a braided bracelet, or brought them abroad. So the heritage is that it's about 5,000 years BC in China is where it all started. And the idea is that you would make one for somebody and gift it to them in the colours that represented maybe a wish or love or prosperity that the other person needed, which is why they're sometimes called wish bracelets and sometimes called friendship bracelets.
Oh, what a lovely story. I love the heritage behind it. Well, we have got lots of options for you, so let's have a look at the bracelets. Now, we have got different colour options for you, so maybe you're choosing because of your favourite colour, maybe you're buying for someone else, you want to make to gift, or maybe you want to gift the actual package itself, because everything comes in a beautiful box. So if we just go through the options, and then we'll show you what you're actually getting in the kit. So colour-wise, if we look at this one first, the colours are that lovely soft green. You've got kind of that peachy pink in there as well. There we go. Now, when you see the kit, we can show you what you're actually getting. Now, do remember, you are getting the beads and the charms as well included, which we haven't got out here. We're just showing you the threads at the moment. So this will make 4 bracelets. Now, this option is called, I believe this is Bridie. Would this be your first one then, Bridie?
It is. is. They're my colours.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. And they've got such fond memories. We have had a stall in Lyme Regis for about 14 years. And if anybody knows Lyme Regis, it's famous for its beach hut colours. And so those are the colours that I picked for the Bridie bracelet and anklet.
Really, really lovely. There's a little bit of silver metallic running through there as well. Now the second one, let's have a look at this one. Actually, this is the colour that I'm wearing as well, which I really like. You've got the gold metallic running through this. You've got the reds and sort of the rust colour in there as well. Really nice. So the name of this one is Lulu. Yeah. There we go.
So that
Lulu,
one's
very, very nice.
Named after my mum.
Named after your mum?
That one. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice. Oh, you're going to have to name one after me next, Bridie.
We'll do it after the show.
Can I choose my favourite colours?
Yes, of course.
And you can name it after me?
Yes.
Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm a cheeky so-and-so, aren't I? Right, the next one is Tia. So if you love your blues, this is so pretty. Really, really pretty. Gorgeous. And then the next one, now this is nice as well. You've got the blue in there, you've got pink in this one, we've got yellow in here as well. So some nice bright colours. You've got the silver metallic running through this one. We'll show you the kit itself. There you are. So you've got your four bracelet kits there. Don't forget, again, you're getting your beads and your charms included. All beautifully packaged with the full instructions, of course. So this one is Jade. And then finally, we've got Eleanor, which is very pretty. They're very soft blues and pinks. And again, there's some silver metallic in there as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm presuming then, Bridie, that we can adjust the size of these. We can make them into different sizes to suit children, adults, or, you know, different size wrists and ankles.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if people can see the one on my wrist. So at the end, there's enough thread. So there's what we call our middle, which is this chunkier bit of craft wool, is 20 centimetres. So that means it's long enough to do a man's wrist or ankle.
Okay.
But it also means you can trim it down then to suit any size or location.
Wonderful. Do you know, I've just had an idea as well. I know we're starting to see things relax a little bit, aren't we, with the lockdown at the moment. When we get back to having parties, I can imagine having parties for teenagers or maybe even younger as well, where everybody could make their own bracelets. So you could purchase perhaps a number of the kits so that everybody gets to make their own bracelet at a party. I think that's a really nice idea. Have you ever done that? Have you seen it happen?
Yeah, we do it at our pitch in Lyme Regis. So people would come and book us for the morning and we would have bracelet making parties.
Oh,
which
how
is where
lovely.
The idea of the kit came, so that we could keep that connection during lockdown with our regular customers, and so that they can gift them as birthday presents and still keep that tradition going.
Oh, how lovely. I just love the idea, I love the concept. Now, everything comes beautifully packaged, as I say, so you're getting your charms. We can see the charms here. So in the details on the screen with the 4 bracelets, obviously you're getting the 4 of the little charms, you're getting 4 of the beads in there as well. You're getting your full instructions. You're getting enough thread there to make those 4 bracelets, whether it be for your ankle or for your wrist, that's entirely up to you. I'm going to speak to Bridie as we go through demonstrations as well. I'm sure there'll be lots of questions to ask. If I don't think of them, please do email in as well, studio@hochanda.com. Item number is 115288 if you want to go for this kit. So for 4 of those bracelets, just $19.99 for those kits. So you've got those different options there, 1 item number, all those different options to choose from. Now, we have got some additional charms for you as well. So let's have a look at these. So you've not only got the charms, you've got some extra beads in here as well. Some really lovely bright beads as well. Let me just show you these charms. These are fabulous. So you've got your little yarn there, the wishbone, which is really nice. You've got your Celtic knot. That's the one on my bracelet, actually. I'll just show you there. There we go. You've got a little turtle in there as well, which is really sweet. And you've also got, oh, this says, live your dream. Oh, I do like that. Live your dream. Very nice. Very nice. $9.99 for the extra charms there. Everything beautifully packaged again. Item number 759151. Now we do have something else as well, and it's unusual to have these in the studio actually, because there is an end of call that you see if you want to check your basket out, if you want to, if you're ringing up by phone, of course, if you're speaking to customer services, you can ask for this as well. We've got some end of calls for you here. Now these are different options. So what you've got a thread bundle, so there's 3 different options here. I do like this one actually. This is a really nice one. So this is Esme. Lovely colours there. You've got kind of the pale blue, the peach colour in there with the burgundy and the gold. Then moving along, we have Nicola, which is really nice. And then we also have, Jasmine here as well. Now, I think the names are different on the end of call, so I might have to check with Bridie. We've got Hippie Chick.
Yeah, so that's Esme.
Monochrome and Mermaid.
So Nicola is monochrome.
Okay.
Jasmine is mermaid. And Hippie Chick is Esme.
Wonderful. So, Hippie Chick, monochrome and mermaid. You can see why that one's mermaid, can't you? What beautiful bright colours in there. And that gold really sets off the purple and pink. I do like that a lot. Very nice indeed. So you can find those, of course, at end of call. We'll just show you how you can locate those. So when you're checking out your basket, that's where they'll be. Just $3.99. You can add those into your basket. You can add in more than one if you wanted to. If you are ringing, using the phone lines, of course, do mention it to the customer services and they will sort that out for you as well. Right, okay. Now then, of course, we want to see Bridie demonstrating. Now, we're not going to give absolutely everything away because, of course, you get the full instructions and we haven't got time to show you the bracelet from start to finish. But I know Bridie's got lots lined up and lots of hints and tips. And I'm sure we've got questions to ask as we go along. So, are you raring to go, Bridie?
I am ready.
Wonderful. Right. I'm going to hand it to you.
Okay, thank you. So, the colours that I'm going to demonstrate with to begin with are the Jasmine colours, but also called the mermaid colours, and these are named, I name everything after people that I love dearly, and these are named, this colour set's named after one of my oldest, bestest friends in the world. So we've already done the loop to start with, and I'm going to show you how to begin with doing blocks of colours, and that's demonstrated on some of the bracelets on the display table. So to begin with, you take out the colour that you want to use. So I'm pulling out this gorgeous pastel-y purple here. And when you pull it out, you want to make sure that it's right pulled butt up next to the colour that you've just finished. And that way it stops you from getting those bumps and breaks in your bracelet. And it means it's going to last for years and years and years. So if you're right-handed, you want to hold the thread you're braiding with in your right hand and the rest of the threads in your left. And you just, it's one wrap round at a time. And you want to do it nice and tight and neat and lay those threads directly next to each other. So make sure that they're not on top of each other so they don't bunch up and look messy. And a good tip is to do maybe 3 or 4 braids round. So wrap round 3 or 4 times and then stop. So it's about ½ centimetre. Take your thumb and finger, give it a roll to make sure that there's no bunches, and then slide up those threads to make sure that we haven't got any gaps. And then that way it makes it nice and neat and it almost becomes shiny. And we keep going. Now these threads are 100% cotton and 100% colour fast. So don't have to worry about wearing them in the shower, going swimming with them. The colours are going to stay just as vibrant 2, 3, 4 years down the line. So again, a few more rolls, and it's really good to keep it nice and straight. So a good tip as well, if your braiding starts to look a bit wonky, is just to stop a minute, give it a roll, a squeeze and a push up. And now we're going to take another colour. So pick out your next colour, and the colour that you're currently using, you want to pinch to make sure it doesn't unravel, because that can happen all the time, and then you've kind of lost, no pun intended, your thread and where you were. So pull out your next colour, and again make sure it's up close next to the top colour, and do the first braid round nice and tight so we don't get that bagging, and then another 3 or 4, and then we push up. And then next I'm going to show you how to do stripes. So there's 2 ways that you can do stripes. You can do stripes like how I'm demonstrating with the bigger blocks of colours. And the Nicola bracelet, or the monochrome bracelet that we have demoed on the table over there, that's how that bracelet has been done in stripes. Or there's another way that you can do stripes, and so that is taking out the two colours you want to do that with. And a good tip is to pick two colours that contrast well against each other so that they don't get lost in the stripe. So I'm picking out this gorgeous jade green and this pink, and they look gorgeous together. I've got a bit of a thing about pink and green together. I think that just looks so beautiful. So once you've pulled out the two colours that you want to make your stripe with, make sure that they're sitting next to each other in your threads, and then tuck your last colour away and keep it nice and neat and out the way. Stops you from getting in knots. And then give it a little squeeze to help iron out any bumps. And I'm not sure if you can see, but the two threads are laying exactly next to each other, and that means that you're going to get a really nice stripe. And then you wrap those two around, just like you were doing the single thread, but it means that you can now make a really pretty candy stripe, and it can look gorgeous. And again, wrap it round, maybe 5 or 6 times, stop, give it a little roll and a squeeze, and then just slowly, just slide it up a little bit to cover the threads underneath and make sure you haven't got any of those bulks. So that's how to do a little bit of stripe. I'm going to make this just a little bit longer because it can look super pretty. And this thread here, one of the things that happens is people are almost a bit afraid to braid with some tension. But it's really important that you keep that so it's really, really tight, and that means that your braided bracelets can have lots of longevity. You can see actually the stripes here pop quite well on my bangle here. So we've braided around the bangle here with the same technique, and you can see those stripes just look gorgeous.
They are really pretty, Bridie, they are. So really then, when we're looking at each of the kits, you decide when you change your threads, you decide on, it's totally up to you, to the individual.
Yep, so you've got complete artistic license. So you can make it completely plain if you want to. You can do blocks, you can do stripes, you can do crisscross, which I'll show later on. You can add your charms at the end, or you can add them in the middle, a bit like the bracelet, the Lulu bracelet you're wearing now with the Celtic knot in the middle. I think it just looks so pretty with the charm in the middle. This is very pretty, isn't it? And that worn as an anklet with the charm in the middle just looks gorgeous with the charm on the outside.
Do you know, they are a lovely gift, aren't they? And especially if you make them first yourself and then give them to someone. But if you want to gift as they are, you know, buy the kit and gift there in that way, then of course everything's packaged beautifully for you as well. I love the idea, Bridie, that you can create your own design, your own pattern. So every single one could be totally unique.
Absolutely, and they all come out differently, and we've all got our own flavour for style. And even with this jasmine pack with the mermaid colours, you could make it as fancy or as blocked as you like. You could even just, with your kit packs, so let's say you brought the Tia pack with 4, you could do 4 bracelets of just 2 colours and chop and change the blues in there.
Oh yes,
so you've got even more options within each pack to really make your braided bracelet and anklet your own.
Do you know, I'm loving already, and I know you did say, well, Bridie did say at 9 years old, this is where it all started, for a lovely story. If you didn't hear that, do go back on Rewind and listen to how this all began for Bridie. That means, I presume then, that your kits are child-friendly. This is something that the family could do together.
Exactly. We've really made sure as well that we have colour-fast cottons, so lots of our customers, they come to the stall and they like to chew, and so you don't want that dye coming off. The only thing with children is that we say it's 6+ if you're adding beads and charms on the end, and for adult supervision. But the world really is your oyster, and it's such a lovely thing to sit down kind of on a rainy afternoon, even in the summer, we have those.
We certainly do.
And it's a nice activity to fill that time with. At home, it's some good family time.
It definitely is, and there's something to keep afterwards. This is the nice thing, with a meaning behind it as well, whether you're making it for yourself or gifting it. I just love the idea I've got a bit of a frog now this morning. What is going on today?
I'm getting it too now.
You're doing much better than I am, Bridie. I'm going to keep letting you demonstrate there while I have a little drink.
Okay.
Of water.
Yes. The brandy's going round. So we've got a nice section of stripe, and I'm going to show you how to do crisscross now. Now it's really important with your crisscross to do a little block of colour first to kind of seal in the last colour section that you do, because otherwise there's too many thread changes in one small area of your braided bracelet or anklet, and that can lead to breaks and making it a bit weaker. So you've just finished your stripes. And you're going to do a little block of your next colour. So I am going to choose this gorgeous pink. Pull out that colour that you want to use. See, exhibit A, I've done it wrong. I let go of the tension and you can see it's just twizzled round. So it's, don't be afraid to really hold that tight.
Yeah.
So you pull that back, make sure that last thread's nice and tight.
Okay.
And pull your next colour out. It's a bit of a knack sometimes. Pull it up nice and tight, and then we're going to do a little block. So I like to call these blocks before the crisscrosses just kind of like a sealing block. And you can just go around, well, you can go around as many or as little times as you like. But when we braid with 2 threads, the braid sometimes has a little habit of running away with itself.
Okay.
So we like to just seal those threads back in place. So now we're going to do our crisscross. We're going to do it with our glitter thread. So the first thing you do is take out those 2 pieces of glitter thread, or whichever colours you want to do your crisscross with, and just kind of flip them over the top to the side and make sure that they're out the way of your hands. Then pick the colour that you want to have underneath your crisscross. So I'm going to use this gorgeous pastel purple again. And you put it up nice and close. So this one's just takes a little bit more, and I don't know if you can see, but you really have no threads poking out here. So it's really nice and neat, and that's going to make sure that that stays in place. So still keeping those 2 threads to the side. And then we just braid underneath and kind of forget about those 2 threads that are poking out and braid a nice big block underneath.
Can I just ask Bridie?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're doing a great job, I've got to say as well. Brand new guest here today, you're doing an amazing job. You get full instructions in each of the kit. Is there any help online, or if anybody gets really stuck and needs some advice, is there some sort of tutorial perhaps that you've got, or they can contact you?
Absolutely. So I've got a mini video series that goes, which is on YouTube and the website, that is marked step 1, step 2, step 3, which is in the instructions, so you can follow along. Also on our Instagram, there is lots of pictures of other people in the process of making them, and where they've asked hints and tips and questions. There's lots of information out there.
Oh, wonderful.
Please message. I love talking about braiding all day long, so just get in touch if you're stuck with anything.
Oh. I've got to ask Bridie, do you still braid your friend's hair then?
They're children's hair now, yes. I'm in high demand for children's parties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I just think it is a lovely, lovely story. 9 years old. This is where it all started, just in case you did miss it. A little holiday to Cornwall, and Bridie got her hair braided and she just loved it. Went home and then braided a friend's hair with bright red braids. And it all started from that 50p she used to charge at 9 years old, down to the supermarket to look for business down there to get, you know, customers to braid their hair. I just think it's absolutely such a lovely story. And I can see, Bridie, that you have chosen the most beautiful colours, obviously great quality threads, 100% cotton, as you say, colour fast. So, you know, you've really put a lot of thought into this, and I think the packaging is beautiful as well.
Thank you. We're really passionate as well. The boxes are fully recyclable and reusable. The beads are all wooden, natural milled beads, so we've got completely rid of all our plastic beads and our plastic charms. So they're
wonderful.
All nickel alloy. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So, I don't know if people can see. So we've done our section now that we're going to do our crisscross over.
Okay.
This is my favourite bit, so I've done it nice and long. And it's you can see, you can kind of tell if you've got the tension right on your braided bracelet, that if you let kind of ease up on the tension, that it almost becomes a bit like a pencil. It's not flopping.
No, it's not, is it? Yeah.
I'm trying to get it in the camera. It stays upright. So that means that you've got that tension right. So that's a really good way of just testing it as you're going along, that you're going to get that wearability out of it.
Lovely.
So then we pinch that thread at the bottom that we've just done our colour block with, and we're going to take our first thread that we're going to braid over, and we're going to do our crisscross. So we're going to take nice big slow loops down in one direction, and then in the other direction we're going to do them back over to make that crisscross.
I see.
So we slowly go round. I just think it looks gorgeous. Now you can do this with just one stripe, and it almost looks a bit like the stripy old-fashioned barber's poles. So that's what it will look like if you just did it with the one, which can look really cute. If I put my hands behind, maybe it's a bit easier for you guys to see.
Lovely.
And then if we're going to do the crisscross, we take the other thread and we go back in the opposite direction. And you can, so there's the first cross made, back over, second cross.
And when it comes to tension, Bridie, on this part, doing the crisscross, is it just a case of sitting it neatly around the braiding that you've done, just to not allow it to be too loose, but don't over tighten it, just allow it to sit nicely?
Particularly with the glitter thread, you don't want to do it too much.
Okay.
Just right. That does. I don't know if that helps. I'll have to do a tutorial on that. But you want it to not slack off as it gets wear and tear.
Yeah.
So that's really important. And here is another section. So if I just take one of our star charms. So these are the star charms that come as standard in all of the packs. So you get a star charm and a wooden bead per bracelet or anklet in each kit. Now you can place them at the end, but also this is a nice time. You could braid it in here on the crisscross and have it in the middle of your braided bracelet, which can look super pretty. And I'll show you how to do that in the next little section. So to finish off your crisscross, you want to take those two glitter threads and pinch them, and your last thread, and pinch them back, and then seal them back in again. A bit like, remember how we did the sealing bit at the top? Perfect. So take out another colour. It's a bit of multitasking here. I think if you've ever finger knitted, you're going to find this quite intuitive. So for the finger knitters or finger crocheters out there, this is going to be a beautiful step on from that practice, that crafting practice that you normally do, because it's got that dexterous both hands part.
I can see this could become very addictive actually.
It does. I braided myself a light switch pulley once because I couldn't stop, and it just looked beautiful. It was 1.5 meters long, and it just it can get very addictive. Yeah, so the world is your oyster. You could join your packs together and do that.
Do you know, don't set me off now. Oh, all the ideas are in my head now. You know what I'm like.
I know, braided sunglasses holders can look really cute.
Yes, that'd be a lovely idea.
Yeah, and we've just done the braided bangles, and you can do necklaces with it as well. And it's a beautiful, once you've got that skill, it's, yes, everybody's getting braided goods for Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So to block that crisscross section back in, take out that colour and just wrap around all 3 threads that you would have had out of the rest of the bulk now.
Okay.
And this first braid round's really important, just to seal those threads back in, and that will stop them from boinging out. That is a very technical word. From boinging out from underneath. And again, do a nice colour block there. I'm going really fast, sorry. To seal that back in. And can you see how I'm laying the threads next to each other, but there are some gaps, and then you roll and pinch and then just gently slide back up.
That roll seems very important then, Bridie, is that the case?
It is. That's the difference between having a nice shiny braided bracelet that lasts 3 or 4 or 5 years until it wishes to drop off, and it sort of just being around for 6 months or a year.
Now, Bridie, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
If I need to do a bit of a recap, does that mean you've got to stand there holding that, waiting for me to finish? before I can come back to you?
I can tie it off, it's fine.
Can you?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I was getting worried then. I thought, I wonder how long Bridie's going to have to stand there.
No, it's fine.
Am I all right to do a little bit of a recap?
Yes,
and you
please.
can do that. We just want to let everybody know about the colour options because we have got some beautiful options for you as well. So remember, the kits that we've got out here, they make 4 individual bracelets, whether it's ankle bracelets or whether it's for your wrist, or maybe you want to sort of change these around a little bit, do what you want with them, you certainly can. Now, the colours that we've got have all got different names. So it's 1 item number. But it's different names, of course. Now, because this is why it was important for me to ask Bridie whether you had to follow certain instructions for the theme of the colours, the amount that you twist around, but no, you can decide the pattern. So these are just one idea. You can create these in whatever design you like. But the colours in the first one, we've got here this beautiful soft green. We've got some silver metallic running through this one, the glitter thread. We've got the pink and the very soft yellow in there as well. This is Bridie. So these are Bridie's own favourite colours. So this is why it's been named after Bridie, which is absolutely gorgeous. Now the next one, I believe this is the one named after a mum, Lulu, which is beautiful. Actually, one of my favourites as well. This is the one I'm wearing, but I really do love that. The reds and the golds and the creams together. It looks very, very nice indeed. Then moving on, we've got Tia, which is gorgeous because you've got those different blues in there. You've got your very sort of pale blues. In fact, starting with cream there, going through to your brighter and darker blues as well. God, I do love that little stripe there. It's so effective, isn't it? Isn't that gorgeous? So again, you create your own designs. You don't have to do it exactly as you're seeing here. The next one, this one here has got the nice hot pink in there, the fuchsia pink. It's also got the blue and the yellow, so very bright. You've got the metallic in silver. So that one there is jade. And then if you want to stay with your sort of pastel colours, then this is a really lovely option for you. The soft pinks and blues, they're my sugar button colours, aren't they? Gorgeous, love that. This is Eleanor. Very pretty indeed. And of course you can adjust the size of these. These could be for male, female, children, anklets, it could be wrist bracelets. As we've heard from Bridie, they could be other things as well. Perhaps something to hold your glasses in place, your sunglasses. One suggestion that came from the gallery actually was a light pull, which I think is a really good idea. I was asked if I'd got a light pull in my crafter van, which I haven't even got a light in there yet, so, but you never know what may happen in the future. This would be a great idea, actually. Now, you're not just getting the threads to create those 4 bracelets, you are getting the charms and the beads as well. So as standard, you get those little stars, which are beautiful. You get the full instructions, of course, as well. There is help out there, and Bridie said, please do get in touch if you need anything. She loves to hear from everyone. In fact, I'd love to see Bridie come back again, and by the time she comes back again, you're sending in your pictures of what you've been creating. I think this is a great family project. It's a great thing to do if it is a rainy day or you're still stuck at home, of course. I know the children haven't really got back to school properly before they're off on holiday again. You know, these are going to be amazing for the children to sit and create well and keep them quiet. Now, you're getting, for the details on the screen, the kits that make 4 for $19.99, item number 115288. We do have the same options in smaller kits that make 2 bracelets. We'll bring those up for you as well. $14.99 if you want to get those kits. Exactly the same colour options, 673,686. But if you think about that, $14.99 for 2. If you spend that little bit more, $19.99, you're going to double up on what you can achieve there. So a great way of purchasing, especially if you have got children or family members that want to have a go as well. Now, we've also got the additional charms for you as well, which are really lovely. So you get the stars as standard, but in the additional charms, you do get a different set of charms here. So the lovely Celtic knot there. I adore that little sweet turtle. I think that is so, so cute. I'm hiding his head, aren't I? Lovely. You get the ball of yarn as well, so maybe you know someone that does like their sewing or their knitting. That would be really nice. A wishbone, which is for good luck, which is very nice indeed. I do like that. And of course, you've got the sentiment there as well. Live your dream. I think we'd all like that one, wouldn't we? You get your bright beads as well, and they are wooden beads, as you've heard from Bridie, done away with all the plastic, very eco-friendly as well. Now, remember the cotton that's in the kits. This is 100% cotton. It's colour fast as well, so We don't suggest that you chew on them or anything like that, but Bridie said, you know, if you've got little ones, or if you go in the shower or you go swimming with them, it's going to be safe. These are made to wear really, really well. You can see, I think, as we've looked at the demonstration there, you can see how tightly that the threads are pushed together, and I can tell actually just by wearing this one how well this is going to wear. They're very pretty. They've got history behind them. They've got that heritage behind them. That's the word that Brad used, which is perfect. So a little story, you know, to gift these to someone. Maybe if you've got friends who want to make as well, and you can swap over which ones you make, so you're gifting each other. That's another lovely idea. Now the details for the extra charms and the beads are still on the screen there for you. £9.99, £7.59, £151. And don't forget, we do have the end of call bundles as well. Now these are the thread bundles that you can purchase, and we've got, if I remember the names, it was Hippie, Monochrome, Hippie Chick it was, Monochrome and Mermaid. Mermaid is the one that Bride is using in the demonstration, which is beautiful actually, with the bright pinks, purples and the sort of greens, the aqua greens in there, and also the gold metallic thread, the glitter thread. This is the Mermaid one here. It's absolutely gorgeous. There we are. You'll find those at end of call. We'll just have a quick look at these, but you do need to ask if you're on the phone line to the customer services as well. Obviously on the website you'll find them when you check your basket out. Do take advantage of those as well. Really lovely add-on. Right, hopefully we can go back to Bridie. I think we're going to see some on the way of demonstrations as well. I'm really intrigued by this. I think every time you braid, you're going to create something very, very different because you've got those options, haven't you? Bridie, are you ready to carry on?
I am ready.
Wonderful.
Yes, and in light of what you were just saying, it's been so beautiful during recent times that people have been sending these around the world with gift messages in the colours that have the different meanings that they want to send to people.
Oh, yes, of course.
And it's just been such a beautiful way to keep everybody connected. So what I'm going to show you now is just a quick little bit about setting up your kind of braiding working area, because this is quite a popular question that we get. So there's one option. It's great for you, but maybe not the other person. But you can ask somebody to pinch the end of your braid once you're going, and they're the person that you pull that tension from. So I've seen lots of hilarious pictures of people sat there with a cup of tea watching telly, pinching it, or somebody else, their daughter or somebody is braiding the bracelet the other way, so multitasking. Or another way is that you can take a safety pin, pop it through the loop, and pop it maybe on the end of the sofa, or some people like to sit cross-legged and pop it through the end of your jeans. But just make sure that you're being safe while you're doing that, but you can get some nice tension and you can sit comfortably at the same time. But I'm going to show you my way, and I use a tiny little, what would you call this?
A little clasp
thing. Thank you, there we go. That's just taken from a camera tripod that I have at home, and it means that I can just take this anywhere with me, and I can braid and find something to take that tension to without having to rely on somebody to hold it for me, or my nice pink sofa being pinned into. So to set it up, you take a piece of your thread, so there's enough within your pack to snip a little bit from, place it through the top of your loop, and then just attach it to the thing that you're going to want to pull your tension from. And this colourway that I'm doing this now with is our Nicola, or our monochrome colourway. So it's one of the packs that you can add to your order at the end. And then you've got your tension to work from. Sometimes it wants a few more little knots. Perfect. So this is the Nicola one, and I'm going to show you how to add that charm now into the middle, which is one of the most popular ways that people choose to use their charms. So depending, some people like to put 3 charms in the middle, but I'm going to show you today how to add the one. So you've done a section down, and you want to aim to get halfway down your braided bracelet. So I'm going to do just one more quick little section, and really have a think about how you want your charm to be framed in the middle. So I like to do one big block of colour with the charm in the middle. That's personally how I think it works best. So we braid down, and then, still making sure it's nice and tight, you take that same thread and you fold it in half. and you give it a little roll between your fingers. So it almost makes its own bead threader for those of you who use bead threaders out there, or you can use a bead threader if you wish. And then you pop it through the end, through the whole of your charm. Oh, perfect. I thought I wasn't going to do it then.
Oh, well done, Bridie.
Ha ha. And then you slide it back up. But instead of just keep braiding round, you want to do what I like to call like a little slip knot. But you want to make sure that that slip knot's not going up the bracelet, but instead you're doing it down onto the thread.
Oh, yes, I see.
Yeah, so then it stops that bulky bit that I keep talking about. So you go over and through. Can you see that basic little slip knot there? And then you pull in. It takes a little bit of teasing out with your fingers. You just have to fiddle a little bit just to make sure that that charm is sitting nice and straight for you, and then pull. And then what I like to do is go once round the base of the charm and over, and then you can just start your braiding again and finish off.
You can see that's
block.
Lovely and secure, actually.
Yeah, and I just think it looks gorgeous. I love this location of the charm, and it really sets it off and makes it. And all the charms in the extra add-on pack are charms that have meaning. So the turtle is lucky in quite a lot of cultures. So maybe if you're wanting to send somebody some luck, you could place the turtle charm on their braided bracelet. The star is for the wish. Now all of them come with the star charms, so they can all be wish friendship bracelets,
wonderful.
which I think is just lovely. There's lots of lovely wishes and words of positivity going around at the moment. And that is a basic section of how to secure your charm in the middle, which can look gorgeous. And I'll just show you another way I saw somebody do, and they tagged us on Instagram on it. So they did this section here, but they added 3 charms. They took it to a whole nother level, and they braided down with the 3 there, and it just looked beautiful. Really
so it's
beautiful.
just a matter of counting the times you twist around then, if you want that even spacing.
Yeah, and it tends to be, as a rule of thumb, that it's about 10 braids round is a centimetre. So I'm forever going counting to 10 in my head, rolling it in my fingers, squidging it up, that's a block. And you can kind of get a bit mindful with it and just zone out and get into that rhythm, which works really well for taking your mind off.
I have got a couple of questions.
Yes.
I've got to ask, I've been dying to ask this. What if you're braiding and you're on your own, you've managed to clamp to your desk, and the doorbell goes and you have to stop? Yes. What do you do?
Well, we all need those parcels and you need to get them. So what you do, so the similar slip knot that I just did for popping the charm on, you can tie it off that way. Okay. So let's say doorbell goes now. I would take this thread that I'm using, I'd place my finger here at the bottom, and it just helps hold them in place. I'd go up, over and through.
Okay.
I'd make my little slip knot, and you don't want to pull it so tight that you can't undo it when you come back. Slide it up to the base of your last colour block and just gently tease it, and then you can
so it's quite simple to stop and start then.
Yes, yes, without it all undoing and having to start again.
That was my next question, actually. What happens if, I'm really sorry, but I've got to ask these questions. What happens if you're sat with a child possibly who's having a go and they're doing a really good job and then they suddenly let go and things unravel a little bit? Is it just a case of unwinding, getting back to the point where the tension isn't quite as loose and just continuing on again?
Yes, exactly. So let's say that happened and it had all gone, I'll do it loosely, a bit like so, and was a bit, had undone itself. Okay. To stop you from getting in a knot, which can happen when you're trying to undo work. That's like knot prime time, and we want to get rid of that. Just gently tease them. So instead of trying to unravel each one, just a bit like how you would untangle hair, start from the bottom and just run your finger through and start to untangle and tease it that way. and then it makes sure that you don't get those knots, and you don't have to snip any threads off halfway because you've had to cut a knot out. And then
that's unravelled very easily. You see, some of us would be tempted to sort of start at the top of the unravelling and try and pull it out.
Exactly.
And then I can see it's just going to
and then it
jam
all
up
gets in a tangle, and it's over.
Yeah.
And it saves you cutting out a colour thread that maybe you wanted to use lower on down your braided bracelet, and it can help just save the day. But again, it comes back to just treat it like hair almost.
Yes, yeah.
And then it will be your friend.
Oh, do you know, I can see how addictive this is. It's mesmerising to watch, actually. I'm really, really enjoying the process. Now, we will just mention something else as well while you've got the camera on me, actually, because it's a very important day tomorrow. We'll be back with Bridie in a second. Hopefully she's got a slip knot in there. But it's a very special day tomorrow. We're going to remind you why, so watch this.
Hochanda News! We're excited to announce that from the 1st of July, our broadcast hours on Freeview will be extended to 10 p.m. each day. We know that many of you have been missing our live shows in the evenings, and we look forward to having you with us once again.
That's exciting, isn't it? Now, what you will need to do, and you can do this afternoon, I think it's after 2 o'clock you might have to do it, you need to rescan, retune your boxes, of course, so you can do that from this afternoon to make sure that you don't lose us. But yes, as of tomorrow, Freeview until 10 p.m. That's great, isn't it? From 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. Sorry, Bridie, we're going to pass back over to you if you're okay to continue on. Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Okay, so it just made me think about the question about the knots, and to help make sure that you don't start off that way, I'm just going to demonstrate with our Esme or Hippie Chick colourway.
Okay.
Once you get your colour thread pack in your kit, it will come like this. It's all cut to size and all cut perfectly so that you can make your 20 centimetre braided bracelet, but there will also be enough at the end for a good 5 or 6 centimetres of plait, which you can see here, which is what you use to tie it on, or you can extend it to fit a different size. So I'm just going to show you when opening it. I've seen it happen before where people open it and just pull all the threads out, and then you've got to get them back in. So if that does happen, or if little fingers get in there before your fingers do to do it, everything is already looped round carefully. So you open up your pack and pull it out, and it's in a loop. And you just gently, a bit like I was saying with the knot, just tease them away from each other at each end. And there you're ready to go.
Lovely.
So it helps alleviate that happening. And you see this section here. So my technical term for it is the middle. It's craft wool, but it's actually cotton, but it's called craft wool. I have no idea why. But this is the part that gives your braided bracelet this thickness and strength. Now, if you prefer a skinnier braided bracelet or anklet, you can just take that section out and place it to the side, and you can make a thinner one then. So lots of people like that very thinly wound, just maybe one colour, can look really cute with the charm on the end, and that can work really well. Also, if you're going to do that, I suggest doing it with a middle first, because this is like primary school level. This is A level. It's very tricky to do it thin to keep that tension and stop those boings happening within the braid. But it is possible, and it can look gorgeous. So I suggest practicing with a middle first in your pack, and once you've got your technique down, then go on to kind of level 2 without the middle, and it can look gorgeous, particularly if you're wanting to wear a few together. The really skinny ones stacked together just look beautiful.
They do look beautiful. I mean, you're wearing a number of bracelets there, Bridie, and they do look gorgeous. They really, really do. And do you know, I'm going back to 9 years old here. I can't believe what you did at 9 years old. I just think it's the most amazing story. The colours then, every time you choose a new kit then, Bridie, and you choose the colours, do you think of a friend, someone that you know, and you design that kit for that person, or do you just... Did it start that way and now you're just kind of asking friends what names you should call them? How does it work?
A bit of both. So the kit packs So the Tia, the Lulu, the Bridie, the Jade and the Tia were all designed, they picked the colours themselves.
Oh, I see.
So I sent them a picture of all of our coloured threads and they sent back to me their favourite colours. And then I named the kit after them. Yeah, so for example, the Tia, she's in the navy, it's so her, it's beautiful, and those blue colours with her and her love of the ocean, for example. And then my mum picking the Lulu colours, she's very earthy, and so it makes sense. Yeah. And so I've just kept that theme going, and it feels lovely.
Do you know, it is lovely, and I think it means more, doesn't it, as a keepsake, as a gift. If it's specifically chosen for someone because it's their favourite colours or the colours have a meaning, then it is lovely. And I'm thinking again, I don't want to use the current situation as a way of selling, but we've all been in this difficult situation. We've not seen family and friends for a long time. The fact that the star means wish as well, and you get the stars as standard, and the cost of posting. How lovely to receive something like this when you've not seen a friend for some time and you want to see them, you know, and it's not going to be expensive to post, it's not going to break in the post. I just think they're the most perfect gift.
Yeah, and if you want to gift the box, so purposefully pick the box to be second-class letter size. Yeah. So it's not expensive to ship within the UK or overseas. No. So if you want to almost even get the kit and send it, or get the kit, make them, put them back in the box, and it's ready to be shipped back out with your braided bracelets and your gift note. So you don't have to go out and buy all that packaging and posting. So it's good to go kind of thing for either or options.
Oh, wonderful. Do you know, I love this. I really, really do. And I've got to say again, Bridie, you're doing an amazing job. You really, really are. Right, we haven't actually got long left on this show now, so we'll just give you a final recap on the items. Of course, we have got the various different options for you. We've got different colour options here, all with different names. Now, we're looking at the details on the screen for the kits that will make 4 individual bracelets. Now, just a reminder, or if you didn't see earlier on in the show and you didn't hear us mention it, you design on the pattern. Once you know the process, then you can create the pattern that you wish, whether you want to do the stripes or the blocks, the crisscross with the metallic. So out of those kits, you can get 4 individual, completely different bracelets, depending on the way that you wind the braiding. So let's go through the colours again. The first one, this is Bridie's own, so these are her colours. Very pretty as well, absolutely gorgeous. So you can see the colours there, enough to make 4 kits. As I say, you do get the charms. They are the stars, the wish charms. You do get the beads as well. And of course, you can adjust the size of these. Now, this one is Lulu. This is the one I'm wearing as well, named after Bridie's mum. Apparently, it's the most popular option as well. Do you know, I do really love that. And the gold works so well in there, doesn't it, as well? The next one, we've got the blues for you. So this is Tia. Really pretty because we go from a very soft pale blue through to a brighter blue, those ocean blues as we've spoken about. The next one is Jade, some really lovely colours in there as well. You've got that fuchsia pink or that cerise pink in there, along with the blue and the yellow. And again, you've got the silver glitter thread. And then finally, if you like your pastels, then Eleanor is really pretty, isn't it? With the soft blue and the pink in there. And you've got the silver in there as well. Remember, every one of these comes with a charm. So you're getting 4 bracelets, 4 charms, 4 beads, the full instructions. There is help out there as well. Do you know, I think this is going to be so addictive. I think it's a great craft for anyone. From 6 years old upwards, with obviously with a little bit of help maybe, and maybe you do need to get somebody involved to hold that for you, or get yourself a little clamp. I've just got visions of everybody's other half sat watching the TV and keeping the threads taut. 100% cotton is what we're talking about here for the threads. We're also talking colour fast as well, so if you go swimming, you go in the shower, the colours are going to last. These are going to wear really, really well. $19.99. Here are the kits. We haven't got the beads and the charms out here, but you will get those, all beautifully packaged as well. Let me just bring that box in because I do love the packaging. Very eco-friendly as well. Lovely sticker there on there as well with the details for you, and the full instructions, as I say. Beautiful. 115288 is the item number. We have got the smaller packs available if you want to go for those, if you want to give this a go. But you can get 2 bracelets in that pack, enough to make 2 for £14.99. So I think for that extra £5, then doubling up on what you're getting there, that's going to be great. Now, there are more on the website as well. Don't forget the end of call. Don't forget the extra charms as well that are available. All those charms have their own meaning as well. I've got to say, fantastic work from Bridie here. She's done an amazing job. You were so wonderful, you were, and I can't wait to see you back here. I've still got loads of questions, but I'm going to keep them for next time. And I wonder if I can come and choose my colour so we can call on Catherine.
We will, we will.
Ooh. No, I am a bit cheeky, aren't I? Do, of course, if you missed the start of the show, go back on Rewind and have a look and listen to the story, the heritage behind these as well. Bridie, thank you so much. I've really enjoyed this. This has been the greatest start to the day. Working with a new guest who was so wonderful, with a great concept here as well. Do stay with us, though. We've got much more to come during the day. Janice is up next, I think. Stay with us.